large port of Bordeaux gives its name to the wine-growing region, and the city and the world's most famous group of wine comes from this port. Remembering that the word Bordeaux in French means close to the water or near the water. And the city is surrounded by a very, very large geographic area of vineyards that produce dry red wines, dry white wines, sweet wines made from the Tritus-affected grapes. You have sparkling wines, you have rosé wines. You have a very, very large appellation system in Bordeaux that covers the world's largest fine wine growing region in the world. The two areas that are of prominence are referred to as, first, the left bank, which is the peninsula known as the Médoc. And the Médoc contains several villages that are world-renowned for producing great red wine blends that are based on Cabernet Sauvignon. The maritime influence and the climate conditions that exist are affected in the southwest of France, first by the large Atlantic Ocean. And as the peninsula is bordered by the Atlantic on the west, it is also cut through the center of the region by the Gironde estuary, which is a very, very large river that travels south to the city of Bordeaux. The estuary then branches into two rivers, and one of the rivers is called the Garonne and the other is the Dordogne, that has also very, very large and important viticultural areas. One is known as the Entre-deux-Mers. This is known as the center of the Merlot production. Even though the red wines that most famous are blends, the Merlot on the right bank produces most of the red wine grape in the general Bordeaux blends. On the left bank, however, you have the very famous villages of Margaux and Saint-Estèphe and Pauillac, and regions that are very famous for the chateaus that I'm sure you're familiar with. Chateau Lafite or Chateau Latour, Chateau Aubryon, which is in the Grave region in the south. These are areas that made famous in an 1855 classification. The 1855 classification identified what at that time the brokers who were doing business with the chateau owners, they were identifying the quality of the wine strictly according to price. And Cabernet Sauvignon in that region of the Haut-Médoc, this peninsula, it's in fact the most important Cabernet producing region in the world. And these esteemed chateaus are regionally as well as globally some of the most sought after wines in the world. I'm also wanting to share with you very important information about the right bank. Cabernet tends to be bold and masculine and powerful. On the right bank, the blend is dominated by Merlot with also Cabernet Franc and small amounts of Cabernet Sauvignon, exclusively red wine growing regions. These dry red wines coming from the appellations of Saint-Emilion and Pomerol really represent a softer and kinder and more gentle red wine blend, but keep in mind that these are dry red wines.
Bordeaux is best known for red wines. Great value up to very expensive. But they also produce some fantastic white wines. Sauvignon Blanc, a very popular varietal in the US, and we should get exposure on these in the market. There's sweet wines, there's sparkling wines. Very few sparkling rosés, but we have one in our portfolio with the Reserve de Sour sparkling rosé. With the growth of French wines in the marketplace, there's definitely a spot for a Bordeaux on every wine list and in every retailer in this city.